Next up is Invent Medic with CEO Anna Lindström. Welcome, Anna.
Thank you, Olivia, and thank you for the presentation. And thank you all, and welcome to all of you who are listening to me today. I have a lot of activities that is happening in Invent Medic, and I can unfortunately not tell you all today. Therefore, I will focus on what has happened the last few months, and then also on the acquisition strategy that we announced in March. By the end of March this year. But first of all, as a saleswoman I will talk about Invent Medic and especially about the products we have, so all new listeners will know what we are doing. So Invent Medic works within Femtech, so we work with women health, and we have two products on the market under the brand Effemia. Effemia Bladder Support and Effemia Menstrual Cup. So, Effemia Bladder Support. 1 out of 5 women experience incontinence, urine incontinence, and it's relatively young women. You might think this is for someone who is 70 to 80 plus year old, but actually it could start when you get your first child, that you start to leak, when you are sneezing, jumping, running. Effemia Bladder Support is a medical device that is based on the same principles as the most common surgical method for this problem, the TVT method. It is a device that the woman can try out herself at home what size you need. She can use it for 16 hours a day for 3 months. So it is a sustainable product as such, and that compared to disposable pads, that could be the option you have instead. At the same time, you don't have the leakage. You stop the leakage, so you don't have to think about the smell problem if you leak. Today, this product, you can find it in the Nordic countries, you can find it in the UK, you can find it in Germany. We have distributors in Spain and in the Netherlands. It was launched by the late 2018 when we got the CE marking for the product. And since then we have also got it both into medical healthcare systems, so you can get it described for you, or you can buy it also in some countries in pharmacies, in Sweden for example, in most of the web pharmacies online. Then we have the Effemia Menstrual Cup. That is a relative new product for us. We launched it by the end of last year. And we have taken the method to do a medical device when we developed this product, which have made it that we have unique features for this product. We took around 100 women in a test panel. They tested, they told us what they wanted with the menstrual cup, and that made this Effemia Menstrual Cup the most flexible and soft cup on the market. It has unique technology inside it, so therefore we have filed a patent application for it. And to my knowledge, it's only one cup, and there are so many other menstrual cups on the market that has filed for patent, which shows how unique this cup is. Today it is launched in Sweden, so you can find it on our effemia.se, our homepage. And you can from this month also find it online at apoteket.se in Sweden. And we are still working on to reach out to more retailers, so it can be available for more women to buy. That was about the products. So what has happened since the last update about Invent Medic? Well, we are in the process and are just coming out of the process of restructuring the company, where we are changing the focus from own product development and have that mentality in the company to sales, a sales orientation focus. company. And we have looked at many different things. We have, for example, looked at where we have gaps in our knowledge gaps, competence gaps in the company as such. We found, for example, within social media, we needed someone who knew this. So there we have got a new resource. We also looked at the sales figures for 2021 and saw that distributors, that we needed to look at the distributors as such, because 70% of the sales were done in Sweden or Norway. And from a population point of view, some other countries should have a higher share in that. So that has resulted in that we now had 2 new distributors, one in UK and one in Germany. And I can tell you, year to date, the ratio is now around, or it's actually below 65%. So we are going in the right way, which is excellent. We also saw when we analyzed the countries that we needed to focus on the countries we actually were in and not go into new countries. So we are now focusing on the Nordic countries, UK and Germany, to use the resources we have in the best way and not spread it too thin. At the same time, we have launched a strategy and a campaign within social media, where we now are very, very active. And you have probably seen it if you have been to our accounts. We have actually also launched our new TikTok account, which has become very popular. We also as well looked at the cost structure of the company. To reduce the cost as such. One of the things we have looked into there is how many employees we are. When I started, we were 10. Now we are down to 7. And last but not least, we also have looked at the supply chain and how we could do a more cost-effective supply. From a transportation point of view and from a packaging point of view. So we have run 2 projects there, which resulted in that we now have less packaging, and we have limited some sizes of packaging as well, which has reduced the transportation cost. This slide I have shown before, and I've shown that if you have looked at the updates we have had, because this is based on the activities we set for 2021. And these are the milestones we see we should reach. The quarters in here that we have is the quarter we want to have done it. So some of them you can actually see we've done it before we have reached that quarter. So for Efemia bladder support, what is new there? What have we reached since the last time we have the update? Well, it is now on prescription in the largest region in Sweden, in Stockholm. So from this month, you can get it prescribed, which is a great achievement for us. That means that we are now putting a lot of resources into the Stockholm region, and we are meeting the profession there. Actually, we have already started. A few weeks ago, we were on a conference and met the profession. We are planning now more events by ourselves and with other companies to go and educate the profession there about Efemia bladder support. What we also we're constantly working on, and that is to reaching out to new target groups within sports or activities. We have before done runners and fitness, and now we are looking into horse riding, and we have got so good response from our webinars. There has been so many women attending these webinars that we now are doing a user study among women who are riding and see how Efemia bladder support works there. It took just a few days before the study was full, and that is really good news. And as soon as I know the results, you will also know about them. So I will come back, revert about that, how Efemia bladder support works for women who are doing horse riding. For Ephemia Menstrual Cup, well, here, as I said, we are now on Apoteket AB as a website or web shop where you can buy it from this month. It's good news. We are also at another retailer or e-tailer, and that is a smaller site but still important in Sweden called Pistill. We continue to work on e-tailers and retailers in Sweden for the menstrual cup, and also to have it in Europe as well, to launch it outside of Sweden. As said before, we do cooperations now with influencers, and we have focused on micro-influencers. In April and May we had over 40 that did promotion for one of the products, either the menstrual cup or the bladder support. We are ourselves very active on social media, and all the pictures you have seen so far is from our social media accounts. And now I will show you 2 examples on what it can look like on our different platforms. This is from Instagram. This is Pernilla. She is so happy. She has been to a workout at her gym. It was a body combat workout, and she has used the Ephemia bladder support and no leakage. Oh, you can see how happy she is, and you should really go to Instagram and look at her video. You can understand really how good the product works from her telling it after her workout. Here we have another cool woman. It's Natalie, who is a professional rallycross driver. We are sponsoring her, so you will see on front of her car, you will see a big sign for Ephemia and with the menstrual cup. You can go into TikTok or into our Instagram account and look at her when she talks about the menstrual cup and why she is using it. And you can also see her driving over a menstrual cup, so it's worth to go there. And not just see these 2 women, you can also see a lot of other women talking about the products. So, have we seen any results? Yes, we see results of these micro-influencers and what we do on social media. We see a very positive trend on what we are doing. And here you see, we see it both, I should say, on our own homepage or our own web shop, and also on the web shops for the pharmacies. Here you can see from our own web shop the order trend, and we had the first peak when we had built up an audience for the launch of the menstrual cup. That's where we see the first peak, and then we see how the audience is growing, and by that also the orders are growing. But when we post, the buying tendency is not, it will not come at the same time. It takes some time from the post until we see that we get an actual sales. And first we need to reach out to women to know that Ephemia exists, to know what products we have. Secondly, we see engagement. They do a like, or even if they are even more interested, they write a note. And next step is for them, and this is an important step, they want to be educated. They want to know more about the product, more about the problem to have incontinence, or what you can expect for a menstrual cup. So they are reading, they are learning things, and we are training them of our products. And after that, we see actual sales. So that was the part of the activities that is happening to do the organic growth with our existing products within Invent Medic. As promised, I will now talk about the acquisition strategy. I could have gone on and on and on about all the activities we have, but we need to have time for the acquisition strategy as well. we have a very good position in Inventmedic, and we always have the strategy that and vision that we should have several products in the product portfolio. Unfortunately, we have not had the capital to, or the money to do all the inventions we wanted to do. One have probably not thought about how much time it takes to introduce a new product into the market as well. Therefore, the costume of Inventmedic has been too big to the few products we've had in the portfolio. Instead, one have focused on the two that we have. We see now that we would still benefit, even with the cost reductions we have, to have more products, of course, in the portfolio as such. And we are ready. We have 2 products in 2 different sales channels, like MedTech and the consumer market. And we are also looking into a third leg, services, which could be app-related or lifestyle packages as such. We are now out and investigating what products are out there and talking to companies, but the important part here is that we have a match where we can get synergies between the products. We have a good foundation in the company as such. As a listed company, we are in several national health systems already, so we can build on this blocks that we already have with new products. We have a good regulatory base. With the new restructuring, we have a flexible organization, and I myself have previous experience of acquiring and integrating companies and know what the challenges are and what can go wrong and how you do it right. It's also a good opportunity now within the femtech market. There are several studies showing that women have a higher tendency to buy health tech related products, and also to use tools, digital tools within healthcare. Here we see that UK and US has been front-running countries. And in Sweden there has been a few companies within femtech. Last year there has been an explosion of companies, so there are much more now, like in the rest of the world. What is significant is that most of these companies has 1 to few products, and it goes the same with how many employees they are. We see that there is in US has started a consolidation on the market. We want to do the same in the Swedish market, and we want to take an active role in this. So I hope by this you have understand that we do a lot of activities to become more visible with our products to drive the organic growth. The organic growth together with acquisitions will increase revenue significantly, and that together will increase the value of Inventmedic and the value for you. Thank you for listening, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me.
Thank you for your presentation. And you have now been the CEO of Inventmedic just over 6 months. So how has your first month been?
Very, very busy. But it has been a lot of fun as well. There are very good products, a very good base in the company as such, good people, and now with the restructuring that we have done, we are really ready. And yeah, it's so much fun, and you can really feel the energy in the corridor where we are sitting, because it's a lot of happening.
And have you established any sales targets?
What we have announced is that this year we will reach about 4 to 7 million Swedish kronor. And what we see here is that we have done a lot of needed things, like getting 2 new distributors, get them up running. We have got us into the web shops of Apoteket, etc. And this is work that needs to be done in order to increase the sales.
Exciting, and thank you for joining us in the studio.
Thank you.